Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is me, Victoria Baxter of Saved and Single and New Thing Life Coaching. If you are tuning in for the first time on the podcast or watching it on Facebook or YouTube, I'm a certified life, singles, dating, and relationship coach with New Thing Life Coaching, focusing primarily on single Christian women that are either just trying to heal, find contentment, wanting to prepare for marriage, just many different things, but single Christian women in this season. I just wanted to let it be made known through the ministry program. I just released a 7-day devotional free of charge for anyone who loves devotionals like myself. You can actually subscribe to get that at bit.ly/SassDevo. That's SASDEVO. So you can go get your free devotional there. Like I said, 7 days, and I love reading devotionals. I like writing devotionals. So get yours and have at it. What I wanted to talk about today, based off of some conversations that I've been having with women over like the past couple of weeks, especially more so over the past couple of days, realizing more and more that we have a lot of self issues. So I wanted to name this message Selfie. And I say selfie because a lot of things are from within. And I want it to be a self issue because when we get so focused on what others have done, what others have said, what they didn't do, yeah, those things can have effect. Yeah, those things can, have an effect on us. Yeah, they can hold weight, but only to a certain degree. Because when we are still living with the side effects of what others have said or done, we are now giving them the power. We are now letting them determine and dictate what we think about ourselves, what we feel about ourselves, what we think we actually deserve or don't deserve. It affects our desires. It affects how we even see God. We're giving people a little bit too much power. And we do have to keep in mind that anything that we put above God, anything that we worship more than God, anything that we have above him has become our God, has become an idol. And that's why I did that series, a couple of weeks ago, I think now, I Am Enough. And I wanted to do I Am Enough to remind women that you are enough. I don't care about the lies that you were told. I don't care about the labels that others put on you. We did work through some of those things, but we spent night 3 talking about the truth about who God says you are. As I always say with any workshop, webinar, coaching, individual coaching, I can only give the tools, the tips, the strategies, and stuff like that. It is up to others to actually decide that they are going to do the work. I cannot say that at the end of anything that I offer, at the end of anything that I do, at the end of any video, teaching, whatever, that you are going to be a 100% changed, different person. Is it possible? Absolutely. But it is up to you to decide that you are going to do the work with the things that I tell you to do. It is up to you to decide that you are going to subscribe to anything, to make a purchase for anything, to do anything in order to get you to the place that you want to be. I showed women, with that, how to, again, rid yourself of the lies, the labels, showing how those things have an effect on you, even telling my story and my truths and my testimonies about how a lot of those things affected me as well. But again, when it's all said and done, selfie, because all of these things are still a self issue. Stop giving other people the power to determine how you see yourself, how you view yourself, what it is that you want, think, believe, whatever else, because that's just not how this works. That's not how any of this works. We have to listen to what God says about us, because again, when you listen to them, you are making them your God. You only serve one God, the only one and true God. And he has said many different things about us. The very last night to that coaching, I think it was for those who, I'm asking y'all like y'all can hear me, whatever. I think night 3, it was like 23 different things. And I could have made it a whole lot longer, but I already talked too much as it is. But I gave them 23 things that already says, like, this is who God says that you are. So screw what everybody else says. Screw the lies. Screw everything else. I don't care what whoever called you. I don't care what your ex, your daddy, whatever else. I get it happen. It sucks. It hurts. I've been there. I have some things that I had to go through and grow through based on my father, based on exes, based on men that I wanted, based on men that I had sex with, that I wanted to have sex with, whatever else. But I was not going to allow them to define me anymore. I was not going to allow them to have that hold on me anymore. And being a Christian means that you are a child of God and you step into who it is that God says you are. So, selfie, because I want to help y'all understand why self is so important and how it is a self issue. It is not a them issue. It's not a, what she did or mom or whatever else. This is a self issue. So let's look at some of the different selves, whatever else. Self-esteem. What is self-esteem? That is confidence in one's own worth or abilities. It's confidence in one's own worth or abilities. Most people determine their worth based upon other esteem. That's the problem. A lot of us are allowing what others think about us and our worth and our abilities. We're operating under the spirit of other esteem and not self-esteem. We end up seeking approval and validation from others, and their opinions of themselves is not very high unless they get it. True self-esteem isn't based on what others think of you. That's why it's called self-esteem. Duh. It's basically what you think of yourself. Whatever you think of yourself, you have to figure out why you think that way about yourself. And again, if it does come from what somebody else said or did, you need to ask yourself, why are you giving them power over your life? Why are you still allowing yourself to carry those things on and with you today? Why are you operating again under the esteem of others and allowing their opinions and everything else to affect you? I spoke about this time and time again, but it's a very large number in my opinion. 4 out of 5 women have low self-esteem. And this really comes from comparison and competition, because we are looking at what she has and the life that she has, and we're looking at her blessings and her children and her finances, her relationship, her marriage, her business, whatever else the case might be. We're looking at, her body, her car, her house, what God is doing for her. And we're seeing that we don't have that. We don't look like her. We don't have what she has. Why isn't God doing that for me? Why doesn't anyone love me that way? So we are allowing what she has to affect us. Comparison is America's #1 killjoy. Everyone's looking at what everybody else has, and it is affecting us. So self-esteem is confidence in your own worth and abilities. You are worth something. God says you are worth something, and if nothing else, he bought you with a very high price. You have the precious blood of Jesus that was paid for someone like you. It is keeping in mind Genesis 1:27, we are created in his image. I always talk about identity. And when you operate under the spirit of other esteem, or when you are allowing anyone else, like you are making that your God, you are saying that that is what is more important, and you are insulting God by forgetting that he is the one who created you, and we are supposed to see ourselves in his likeness. So whatever it is that you think, feel, whatever about yourself, if it does not reflect who God is, you are insulting your creator. Self-worth. This is actually a lot the same as self-esteem. Self-esteem reflects on an individual's overall subjective emotional evaluation of their own worth. This is something that is actually made by an individual as an attitude towards the self. Self-esteem, it encompasses how you feel about yourself. It encompasses the beliefs about yourself as well as your emotional states, such as triumph, despair, pride, and shame. So those things all fall under the umbrella of self-worth. So again, pretty much the same as self-esteem, but you have to look at the overall, the big picture, and also looking at your emotional state. What do you think you're worth? What value have you placed on yourself? Or do you have yourself on the clearance rack based on what somebody else said? I talked about clearance rack in the I Am Enough coaching as well. You can still sign up for that, www.thejalministry.com/I am enough, all lowercase, all one word. But I talked about the clearance rack in there as well. Another self is self-acceptance. This is the big one, because our most basic need as humans is unconditional acceptance. But the thing is that a lot of us, we are expecting others to accept us, and we haven't even accepted ourselves. Because once you accept yourself, you don't care about what anyone else says. You don't give a doggone what anyone else says about you. Once you accept yourself, that is all that matters. So self-acceptance is an individual satisfaction or happiness with oneself, and it is thought to be necessary for good mental health. This involves self-understanding, a realistic, albeit subjective, awareness of your own strengths and weaknesses. What do you think about yourself? Have you accepted yourself? The things that you've done, the things that you've endured, the things that you have gone through, experienced, lived through, survived, whatever else. Have you accepted those things? A lot of us, the problem is because we cannot get over who we used to be, what we used to do. And I know that 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, if anyone is in Christ, you are a new creation. Like the old is gone, the new has come. Like you are new, like all things new. That's why my thing is called New Thing Life Coaching. Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? Now it springs up. And he says, I am making rivers through the dry lands and rivers through the wasteland. But again, in verse 18, he says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. We are focused on the past. We have not accepted things that we've done in the past and things that have been done to us in the past. And that is why we are in this current state, because we can't move past that. It is time for you to forgive yourself for the things that you did when you were that old person. You have to forgive yourself and you have to accept yourself. The biggie that I talk about a lot is self-love. And self-love is a regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Chiefly, it is considered as a desirable rather than a narcissistic characteristic. We are not talking about being egotistical. We are not talking about being conceited and being self-centered. Self-love is a healthy dose of having a love for yourself, because there's a difference. I believe it's the Greek is philatia or something. I want to say it's philatia. It's like Philautia. I know it's in the Journey of Love book, and I did it in the Loving Me webinar. Some of y'all need to sign up for that. But newthinglifecoaching.com, if you go to shop webinars Loving Me, you can still get the self-love, and it teaches you how to love yourself with the ebook and everything. Like I told you, like everything that I do and create is with single women in mind. I listen to a lot of y'all's issues and the things that y'all are dealing with, things that a lot of times God brings to my attention. And I end up creating products and services based off of that. But I talked about the philatia in there because we have to understand there's that healthy love, and then there's that like no bad, like you just think you're, God's gift to the world. Get yourself together. When you love yourself, you want to be better all across the board. You want to be well all across the board. You make great decisions when it comes to your health and your wealth. You strive to be whole and well on all levels: mental, physical, social, spiritual, and emotional levels. You care about your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Whereas self-esteem, here's the difference between these things. Self-esteem is an evaluation and acceptance, and it's an attitude. Love combines feeling and action. I always say love is action. Love is not that warm, fuzzy feeling and woo, like he makes me feel whatever inside. No, love is action. It is saying I am choosing to show my love, my respect, my adoration. I am choosing to see that I want you to be well on all levels. I am choosing to, to add to your life and not take away. So self-love is saying that you're doing the same thing for yourself. So self-esteem is an evaluation. Acceptance is an attitude. Self-love combines feeling and action. No matter what anyone tells you, self-love is healthy. Okay? So selfie. Take a selfie. It is time for you to self-reflect and self-evaluate to figure out your self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance, self-love. Where are they and why are they there? Where are they? And be honest. And why are they there? Why are you at that point right now in your life? For those who have been following and you stay connected and whatever else, the arsenal has already been officially launched. I am excited about this because it is me doing crash courses through New Thing Life Coaching to help women who are dealing with different issues and whatever. Single women. I've already released 2 courses. I think last week I released Unbreak My Heart and then Test the Fruits. Because a lot of them are like, Coach V, like, how do I know, like, is this man worth anything? Like, is he worth my time? Like, is this a godly man? Like, da-da-da-da-da. So we go through the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5, and I tell you, like, how to see how this guy measures up compared to what God says and the kind of fruit that we are supposed to be producing with the Holy Spirit in our lives. Unbreak My Heart, that one is for those who are just still like, I'm in a bad place. Like, I just got my heart broken. Like, I am devastated right now because of that breakup, because of that death, whatever it is that happened. And it's a crash course on healing and dealing with a broken heart. But the 2 that I just released in the arsenal yesterday is actually Selfie. That is a crash course on working through these things. This brief overview, but Selfie is now a crash course as well to help you get through your self-esteem, self-worth, your self-love, like a lot of different things so we can get you to a better place. The other one is attitude adjustment. Jesus fixed my bad attitude. I saw that that was something that a lot of people were dealing with as well. That was something I was dealing with, and God was like, you can't be, you don't reflect the kingdom, and no, we're not dealing with any of that. So when I was making that prayer, like, Lord, make me a better person, like, show me, what needs to change, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I was just hoping that he would change me, but God was like, no, I'm not going to change you. What I'm going to do is show you the things that you need to change. I'm going to show you the things that you need to work on. And I'm going to show you the things that you need to get under control now. And especially with the kind of man you claim you want, because as I always say, we got to become the person that the person we're looking for is looking for. And God was showing me the kind of man you want, the kind of man you think you deserve. You're not ready for him. That hurt, but I would much rather hear it from God than anybody else. So check out the arsenal, www.newthinglifecoaching.com/the arsenal. I always say I'm dropping weapons because, again, our weapons are not carnal. We fight by the Spirit, with the Spirit, not by, our power might, but with his Spirit. So the arsenal is crash courses for the Christian single women who is dealing with different things. And there are so many more courses. New courses are going to be added every single week. We got some coming up on getting noticed, getting over awkwardness, how to get a date, all kind of stuff, like just a whole lot of stuff. Stay connected. I am still doing breakout sessions for those of you who are just like, yeah, I need to break away from, toxic behaviors and habits and stuff like that, getting out of this relationship, whatever else. bit.ly/woman breakout. Subscribe to stay connected. That's, some people are like, how did I miss this? How did I miss out? Either you're not checking your emails or you have not subscribed. I post a lot in the group. I do post some on the page as well. But a lot of things go out via the mailing list. Excuse me. And there are 2 separate mailing lists. For the ministry, it's www.thejalministry.com. You have to click on Saved and Single, that page. When you go to Saved and Single, up there at the top, it says subscribe to all things SAS. When you actually go there, that is how you stay in the know with anything Saved and Single. Events, the product of the month. Some people are like, how did I miss it? There was, a bracelet, and how did I miss the t-shirt, the hoodies, the rings from the other month? It's on the website. It's always in the emails. It's in the monthly newsletter that goes out. I've been emailing more. Again, events, everything. I do a lot on Facebook, but everything is in there as well. I get Facebook algorithms. Sometimes, people fasting or whatever else from taking breaks from Facebook. Let me say that. That's how you can miss things. For coaching, www.newthinglifecoaching.com. You have to subscribe there to be aware of webinars and the arsenal and actual, services and products and stuff there. The ministry and the coaching are separate. So that's why sometimes you might have not been aware of one thing and whatever else. So if you don't subscribe, like, you're not going to know. And I do post a lot in the group as well. But again, if you're not like going through to see what you missed, then that'll explain a lot. So, got it. Stay connected to all things SAS and New Thing Life Coaching. God bless you all. I love you all. Have a happy Saturday. Work on yourself. Okay? Y'all get it together. Come on. We're too great to be going through some of the things that we are going through, to be still being affected by some of the things that have been affecting us. So we're taking back our power. We're not doing that anymore in 2019. Let's get it together, all right? Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.